Welcome to my class. The video that you are going to watch today is the first part of the three videos on figures of speech in English. There are hundreds of figures of speech, but we are going to watch only the top 23 ones in three parts. In the first part, we see the following figures of speech: simile, metaphor, personification, apostrophe, synecdoche, and metonymy. Before learning them in detail, let's see what's a figure of speech. Sometimes we use certain words and phrases figuratively in our speech to convey an idea effectively. See this example. Wow, it's raining cats and dogs out there. What do you mean by the phrase raining cats and dogs? Are they falling from the sky? No. This phrase means raining heavily. Here, the words are used different from their original meaning. So, using a language different from its original meaning, in other words, figuratively or in non-literal sense, is known as figures of speech. Now, if anyone uses the above phrase, you will not find any difficulty in understanding the meaning. Let's see one more example with the same phrase. Let's say you are about to head out to the store and your mother says, "You better take a jacket. It's raining cats and dogs out there." Now you won't find any confusion in getting the meaning of the phrase. Next, we see the functions of figures of speech. Figures of speech actually improves the quality of an author's creation. A writer can express his idea clearly and effectively by using a figure of speech, which in turn enables the readers to spread the horizon of their imagination. In short, it kindles the imagination of the readers so they can understand the idea which is very difficult to understand on the other way quickly and vividly. Figures of speech can be categorized into five types based on their function. Those based on resemblance, based on association, based on construction, based on sound effect, and on contrast. First one is figures of speech based on resemblance or similarity. In this category, there are four figures of speech: simile, metaphor, personification, and apostrophe. In simile, a comparison is made between two different things. That too, this comparison is made using the words as or like or so. As we use any one of these words to make such a comparison, it is known as direct comparison. So simile got another name, direct comparison. When you compare two things in this way, there will be one factor common between them. Example, as the heart panteth after the water brooks, so panteth my soul after thee, O God. In this example, you can easily notice that the heart, that meaning the deer, panteth after, searches the water brooks, source of water, river. How the heart chases or searches the water brook, in that way my soul is searching you, O God. Here, the way the heart chases after the or searching the water brook and the way the soul searching God, both of them are similar. This is the common factor here. We can see some more examples. He crept into the house as quiet as a mouse. Here, the quietness of both of them creeping is mentioned. There is a common factor. Second example, the cloud was fluffy like a cotton candy. The texture of the cloud and the cotton candy seems to be similar. The third example, the snowflake sparkled like millions of tiny diamonds. Here the snowflake is compared with the diamonds, tiny diamonds, small diamonds, because the sparkling of both of them are similar. That is the common factor here. And the fourth one is he was as angry as a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear meaning angry bear. The angry face of the man or him and the bear seems to be same. That is a common factor here. The second figure of speech in this category is metaphor. Metaphor is nothing but an implied simile. Implied simile means an indirect comparison is made. That means in this comparison, we don't use any of these words like, as, or so. Without using these words, the comparison is made. See this example. The camel is a ship of the desert. Here, the object and the subject will be seeming to be similar, same. One will be treated as the other. Actually, they are making a comparison without using the word. The camel is a ship of the desert means the camel is like a ship. That is a simile here. But when you without using the like word, it is what? Metaphor. See the other example. She is a walking dictionary. It doesn't mean that she is walking with a dictionary. How many words you can see in a dictionary and how much knowledge she possesses, both of them are almost similar. So the vocabulary power of that girl or particular woman is equal to the vocabulary which we find in a dictionary. So she is here indirectly compared with a dictionary. One factor or we have to remember when you learn these two figures of speech. That is, a metaphor can be expanded into a simile and a simile can be compressed into a metaphor. Akash fought like a lion. It is simile. The same thing can be compressed into a metaphor. Akash was a lion in the fight. Now the third figure of speech is personification. In personification, non-living things and abstract ideas are treated with some life and intelligence. That means they will be given some human quality and treated as if they have life. See this example? The lightning danced across the sea. Lightning can never dance. But here, the way the lightning appeared over or across the sea, here, compared here as what? Dancing. See the next example. The trees scream in the raging wind. We have never heard trees screaming. So the screaming sound of the human being is given to the trees here. When they make sound in the raging wind, fierce, violent wind. The last figure of speech in this category is apostrophe. In apostrophe, an object is personified and addressed to also. That means an object, non-living thing or an abstract idea will be given human qualities and it will be spoken to. Something should be spoken to them. See this example. Oh death, where is thy sting? Death is non-living. Death is given human quality. First it is personified and a question is asked to death. Another example. Oh, stars and clouds and winds, you are all about to mock me. If you really pity me, crush sensation and memory. Let me become as naught. But if not, depart and leave me in darkness. In this example, the poet Shelley, he is speaking to stars, clouds and winds. The non-living things are given the human quality of mocking at him. He asks them either take pity on him, otherwise leave him and go. One more example you can see of this type. Oh lovely orange, you golden treat. Oh tell me, why aren't you easy to eat? Here the fruit orange is given the human quality of answering. He is asking a question to orange. Why don't you allow us to eat you? Now, the second category will come figures of speech based on association. In this category, there are two figures of speech. One is synecdoche and the second one is metonymy. In synecdoche, the part will be used as the whole or the whole will be used to mention a part. In synecdoche, a part of something will be used to mention the whole, or the whole will be used to mention the part. The best example will help you to understand. Do you like my new wheels? Wheels are the parts of car. So instead of asking, do you like my new car? You can ask, do you like my new wheels? One more example of the part used as whole. You can see, give us this day our daily bread. Daily bread. Bread stands for food. Instead of asking, give us our daily food, you can ask, give us our daily bread. For the second category, that the whole is used as a part, we can see the example. Examples will always help you to understand any definition very clearly. England won the first test match against Australia. Here the England, the whole country, stands for the players. Same way Australia stands for the Australian players. So the whole is used to mention the part. England is the whole used to mention the part, that is the players. The second figure of speech in this category is metonymy. Metonymy is a figure of speech in which an object is designated by the name of something else which is generally associated with it. That means an object will be mentioned, spoken of, not by itself but with something else which has some association with it. See this example. The crown had absolute power in the Middle Ages. Crown has connection associated with the king and the queen. The crown had absolute power in the Middle Ages mean during the medieval period, kings and queens had lot of power. Kings and queens had lot of power. We can see more examples. So again I am stating that in metonymy, we will substitute one object with something else, some other object which has some association with it. We use the word the suit to mention about the business executives, the bench for the judges, the laurel for success, blue jackets for sailors. The familiar example which you come across when you learn the expansion of idea, the pen is mightier than the sword. Here, the pen stands for writer, the sword stands for the soldiers. So, the writers are mightier, more powerful than the soldiers. In what way it is possible? The writers can bring a revolution, a change or a reform in the country through their writings. That too without using violence. The soldiers can also bring change. But the difference is the writers will never cause bloodshed. So the pen is mightier than the sword. Second example, we are reading Milton. The Milton stands here for the books written by the writer Milton. We are reading Milton meaning we are reading the creation, the works of Milton. Hope you understood these figures of speech, 6 figures of speech in part 1. Without fail, watch it, like it and share also. Subscribe this video, then you will get more which is coming behind all this. Other 2 parts will be soon published. Thank you for watching this video.